Good morning, YouTubers. T-Square with T-Square Talk. Hope everybody's having a great Monday. Got a great video planned out for you guys today. Today, I want to take a couple minutes just to talk about, hey, we didn't see the big dip that I was hoping for. We did not see it. And after the 4th of July, I expect we're going to start seeing precious metals go up. We're going to talk a little bit about that today. We're also going to take a few minutes to talk about the deals that I picked up over the weekend. A couple people that had caught my Friday video said, hey, let us know what you find at the estate sale. And so I figured I would talk a little bit about that because I've seen some kind of crazy things play out this weekend. And I thought it was interesting, some of the stuff that happened. And I said, you know what, I'm going to take Monday and I'm going to talk a little bit about it. But I also want to talk a little bit about that dip some people will say we seen it. Some people will say we didn't see it. It all depends. It wasn't exactly what I expected would play out. So we're going to talk about that. If you enjoyed today's video, please take a couple minutes to hit that thumbs up button. It only takes a second, I should say. Leave me a comment. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Before we get into the talk, though, I want to take a quick look at the silver price. So what is going on with the silver price right now? For those of you guys that are watching the markets, they opened on Sunday and they abruptly fell. In fact, they fell all the way down to $25.40. Now, that's the third time we've hit that in the last 2 weeks. If you remember, 2 weeks ago, I did a video. I talked about how I thought we would see a dip in precious metals. I thought we would see that before the financial quarter came to an end. Now, as of shooting this video right now, the financial quarter's not over. In fact, we're on the last day of the financial quarter. Some of the times before, the years before, we have seen the lowest day of the year happen on 4th of July weekend when essentially a lot of the markets are not open. Everybody's on vacation, and that's when we've seen our biggest beatdown. When I did my video 2 weeks ago, we were up to $37. A lot of people said it doesn't matter the price. You should just buy. You should dollar cost average. I said there's nothing wrong with dollar cost averaging. But me personally, I'm looking for a big opportunity. Big opportunity is not when it is at a 14-year high, in my opinion. I hate to say that. Do I think silver's going to go up? Of course. I've said that time and time again. You know what? Every YouTuber on this platform basically says silver is going to go up. Nobody ever really sticks their neck out there and says, expect to see a little bit of pullback. Once a pullback happens, everybody claims, well, I said there might have been a little bit of a pullback. You know what? You throw out that there might be a pullback every once a month, and eventually you're going to get it right. And this week was no different for a lot of people. A lot of people ended up leaving comments on Friday saying, hey, you were right. You called the big pullback. I'm thankful because I did pick up some good deals this weekend. But it wasn't the pullback that I was expecting. I was expecting $33 and right around $33 range, 33 and change. The lowest we got was $35.40. We saw 35 and a quarter, I think, last week one day. We've been seeing these crazy plunges, as you can see right here, where it just plunges instantly and then almost pops back up pretty quick. And if you don't really know what that looks like, well, let's take a look. Friday is the blue line. We saw it start coming down, and it closed out the day. And as expected, I figured we would see some sort of a drop on Sunday night. However, I expected it would be a bigger drop than this and not such a quick rebound right after. And then I was hoping we would see a little bit more of a beat down come Monday during the day, but not huge. But I was hoping we would see it come down. Now, am I totally upset at my decision? No. What did I turn down? I turned down $37 silver. We're still at $36 silver, and so there's still buying opportunity there. On Friday, I did end up getting lucky. Picked up a couple of good purchases, I felt. Let's see if I can find how this... Okay, here we go. I ended up having someone that I knew needed some cash. and said, hey, do you think you could do $1,000 for 28 ounces? That came out to basically a hair under spot. And it was supposed to be spot because the spot price on Friday night came out to $1,006 for 28 ounces. That came out to $25.93 is about what I paid. And the spot price, I think, was 5 cents higher than that, maybe. I'm sorry, that was the spot price, but I ended up paying like 30. Hold on here, let me start over. So I paid $1,000 for 28 ounces. That came out to roughly $36 an ounce. I think the spot price was maybe 10 cents more than that, or vice versa. And so, honestly, I was pretty happy with this pickup. It's beat up ounces. At first, I said, I'll tell you what. You want to just work out a deal and you can buy it back off me for the $1,000. You can just borrow the $1,000. I'll take it as collateral. I'll hold it. You can buy me lunch or something. We'll work something out, and you can just give it back to me, in a week or two. He said, it's nothing special. They're kind of just beat up ounces anyway. And so he's like, I'm fine letting them go. And so I said, okay. And that kicked off my weekend. That was my Friday deal. Some of y'all know, though, I was going to a estate sale on Friday. And at that estate sale, they didn't have nothing at the estate sale at first. I got to say that. There was I did pick up one more thing after the estate sale. But there was an interesting story that played out the estate sale. So when I got to the estate sale, they had a bunch of silver. And I knew they had a bunch of silver. I saw the 10-ounce bars. I seen the 5-ounce bars in the photo. I saw some eagles. I saw some buffaloes. And I said, I'm going to take a ride out there. My son wanted to go out there because there was some really cool glass, I guess. Really old, vintage, antique glass that he had spotted and was hoping nobody else kind of spotted it. He hoped he could pick it up at a good deal. We went. I basically ran right to where the silver was. As soon as I could find it, I'm like, what's the best deal you can do? She had told me $40. So she had silver eagles there, $40 a piece. She had 10-ounce bars there for $400 each. She had some buffaloes for $40 each. She had some 5-ounce bars there for $200 each. And I said, what's the best you'll do if I'll take all of it? If I take everything you got there, what's the best you can do? She goes, I don't really have much room to budge. The best I can do is $40 a piece. And the guy right beside me, I'm pulling out my meter. The guy next to me, he's like, I'll take the 10-ounce bar for the $400. And I was like, I guess I'm not going to be negotiating much. Not when people are already jumping on it at $40 an ounce. I found it interesting that he took the 10-ounce bar for $400 over 10 American Silver Eagles for $400. I would have thought he would have gone the other way, but I guess everybody, he said, I thought it was really cool. You don't see the 10-ounce bars every day. You do if you look around. If you shop around, you can find them pretty easy. I pulled out my meter, and he's like, oh, he's got a scale. Not a lot of people know what a Sigma is or does. So I looked at an ounce, put it on there. Everything checked out legit. And I said, do you want me to put yours on here real quick? So I put the 10-ounce bar on there. It tested legit. He was happy with his purchase. We talked for a few minutes, and that was the end of it. Later in the weekend, I ended up having a phone call asking me what the best I could do on some of these are. So that's a 1964 90% Kennedy half dollar. I said, right now, I'll give you $12 a piece for them. $12. So that's $1 under spot. Not a huge savings. He said he had 20 of them. I'm not going to lie. I did try seeing if maybe I could get a little better of a deal. That's just my nature. If I can get an opportunity from someone that's not crazy, then I will. I asked if he would go a little lower if I took all 20. He said nope. He said, you get him $1 under spot. That's a good deal. And I said, yeah, it is. And so I ended up taking all 20 of them, $240. Some people like 64s. Some people don't like 64s. They're not anything fancy. He put them in nice little flips. I'll probably end up popping them all out and put them in a roll and put them up. It's kind of funny when you think about it. 20 silver half dollars, making up a $10 roll essentially when they all go in there for 24x. A little bit under spot. I'm happy with that deal. And so that was my pickups for the weekend. Jump back over here real quick. And you can let me know in the comments, did you pick up anything this weekend? And if you did, what did you pick up? Because I love hearing people's deals that they picked up. I've said time and time again, I think as a long term, silver is going to go higher. But I'm looking for deals. I've been picking up for a while now. I've been picking up a lot cheaper. Any purchase that I make today raises my dollar cost average. So it's important to me that I find deals, I find dips. I don't want someone to end up taking something like that to a pawn shop and totally getting destroyed on it. I also don't want to see people not be able to sell their silver when the time comes. It's okay if silver goes up and you want to save $1 under spot on something. We all got to make a little something at the end of the day. We've got to pick up deals where we can. Price of silver for a lot of people will view this as high right now. $36, they'll say that's high. And to a certain point, it is up there. We're at over a 13-year high now. Again, now that's excluding the $37 that we seen a couple weeks ago. But as a whole, we're up there. And it won't be long before we get back up there again and blow through it and get to the $38. I answered a bunch of comments. Someone left me a comment, and somehow, I guess if they tag your name, it goes straight to you. They left me a comment, and it sent it right to my phone. And it was on a video that we did 11 months ago. And I sat there and I read through every comment on that video that I hadn't replied to yet. And it was funny because there was a lot of people saying, think about what was happening 11 months ago. We were essentially almost coming into a dip. We were coming into a big drop for an end of the financial quarter. And a lot of people, not a lot, but a lot of naysayers were on there saying, take advantage and sell your silver while you still can. Silver's at 22. It ain't going to be long before it's falling even lower. 22 was about as low as it got. We didn't see it go any lower than that. And there was opportunity there. A lot of people were against it. A lot of people were naysayers. And, it's funny how people, when it's going up, they all want to jump in. Excuse me. When it's falling, they all chicken out. When silver goes down, in my opinion, that's an opportunity. That's when I want to double down and buy extra. Not when it's going up. And that's why right now I have slowed down on buying a little bit. In fact, I didn't even put my big order in this month. Normally I try to put in one good order every month. I didn't do that this month. I guess I picked up those 28 ounces that you just saw. That was at a great price, $36. You can't beat that. And if I did accidentally say 26, I meant 36. I meant spot price. I had a couple people comment on a previous video. Dude, you said 20-something. No, I didn't. I might have on accident, but, hopefully people know when I say the price of silver is, let's hypothetically say for a second, I say the price of silver is $26. Common sense for anybody that's stacking knows it's $36. I had someone leave me a comment that he went to his coin shop and said what's the best he could do on ounces if he was willing to take anything. And the shop owner told him 26. And he goes, 26? I'll take everything. And then realized it was 36. He knew right off. They laughed. They joked about it. And that was that. We're going to see what's going to happen. We've got silver right now trading just over $36. After the 4th of July, there's nothing standing in the way to slow it down. Some people will say summer. You know what? This is starting out to be a crazy summer. With everything going on, more and more people eyeballing silver, and really more and more people watching the DXY. Look at the DXY right this minute. We are just barely holding into the $97 range. It's not going to be long before we see 96. Now, keep in mind what that means. That means that people are realizing the dollars are losing value. More and more people are seeing it. They're seeing it, and they're trying to figure out what they can invest in. Some people will want to invest in real estate. Some people will want to invest in gold and silver. Some will want Bitcoin. Bitcoin's doing really well right now. Let's take a look at Bitcoin real quick. Bitcoin's sitting right now, at the time of shooting this video, 108,000. That's only $2,000 off from its all-time high. And once people realize that, we are trickling down a little bit, but we see these ups and downs over the course of a day or two. And so this is nothing bad. A lot of people think it's about ready to soar. Well, yeah, if hyperinflation starts up, it's going to soar. When you see the DXY coming down the way it's been coming down, let's take a look at just last month. Boom. You start seeing the pattern. Look at that. Let's look at the last 3 months. You see the pattern. Year to date, you're going to see it clear here. The dollar is the lowest it has been all year right now. Technically, the lowest was last week, and it was 97.04. But it's not going to be long before we're breaking down into that next low number. People are starting to realize that, and that means that they want to find a safe haven asset. And the king of all safe haven assets, in my personal opinion, is gold. Gold's sitting there right now at $3,287. It did drop down to $3,240. I had hoped gold was going to go down a little lower. I had hoped gold was going to go down to $3,150. I saw more pain for silver than I see in gold right now, because gold, a lot of people view it as a safe haven asset. Less people, I think, are into paper gold than physical gold, and a lot of that is because you have the big Fed, the big banks buying up. Now, does that mean that there's not paper gold out there? Of course, I don't mean that. I've got to elaborate on that a little bit. There's a lot of paper gold out there, but the paper price on gold doesn't move the market quite as much because the gold market is extremely expensive. In fact, for people that don't know, gold is the #1 asset by market capital. Once you understand that there's more money in gold than any other asset value, then you understand that that's why people like gold. People flock to gold. There's just huge silver short positions out there right now. And yes, a lot of them do cover at the end of the financial quarter, but at the end of the day, you understand what's going on. Taking a quick look at the debt clock. Debt clock right now, we've got $37 trillion. This is not going away. Despite that we didn't talk about it when it hit 37 in the news, you didn't even hear a peep out of it. It could have been because there was other stuff going on, the tensions in the Middle East, the escalation in the Middle East, and so that made the main headlines. But once you understand that our debt to GDP is running 123% now, that means that's basically almost 25% over what our GDP is. And once you realize that, you understand that the interest is really taking its toll on us. Taking a quick look at the silver, paper silver to gold. Let's see where it's at right here. Paper silver, 364 paper ounces of silver for every 1 physical ounce of silver. A lot of people are going to be left holding the bag if they're holding paper when the time comes. There's opportunity out there in silver, in my personal opinion. This is not financial advice, just my opinion. We'll see how things play out. I'm going to keep on stacking, but I'm going to start looking for opportunities, for deals. With the economy the way it is, more and more people right now are having a tough time. We're seeing it. We're seeing people need money, whether it's need money to pay a bill to just get by, need money to put food on the table, need money to buy some other investment that they're thinking is going to be a good one. If the stock market takes a hit, it could be needing money for margin calls. So that's why I'm going to keep stacking. Hopefully you are too, and hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did enjoy this video, take a quick minute. Help me out by hitting that thumbs up button. Consider becoming a member. It is only $1.99 to become a member. I wanted to go live this weekend, but I had forgotten until the absolute last minute. Some of y'all know that I am moving into a different house. I'm actually helping the people that are there move out. That way I can move in. So I'm pretty excited about that. I may end up taking a week off from the channel. I haven't decided if I'm going to do that yet or how I'm going to play it all out. I don't know if I can basically move stuff, shoot the video, then move my studio, I guess you can say, my computer. The good news is my newer setup has more perks to it, so I'm going to be able to do some more stuff like these type of videos more often. Not more often daily, but a lot of you know in the summer when it starts getting really hot, I shut down my studio and just basically shut down power, shut down AC. I shut down everything to that side of my house. The new place that I'm moving into, I'm actually moving my studio into half the bedroom, because the bedroom actually is huge, and so I'm kind of excited about that. It actually has an office space in the bedroom, and then it has the bedroom too, so pretty cool there. With that being said, gonna wrap the video up here. I thank y'all for watching. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. There's still hope. We could still see a dip in silver today or this week, but at this point I've kind of lost a little bit of hope that we're going to see something major, but who knows? Me personally, I'm still not going to jump right in on anything. I'll make my new decision after the 4th of July weekend when everybody comes back to work, and I'll be able to see what's actually going on. Remember, we still got Fed meetings coming. We still have a lot of information coming out as the month goes on that could lead to higher silver prices, but it could also lead to that pullback that everybody says usually happens in the summer. But if we didn't see it at the end of the financial quarter, I'm kind of doubtful that we're gonna see it, but who knows? We'll see how it plays out. Thank you all for watching. Hit that thumbs up, leave a comment, and I'll see y'all next time on T-Square Talk. Take care of everybody, and have a great week and a great Monday, and check out some of these other great videos. Take care.